So adding fractions, the general formula is a divided by b plus c divided by d, which equals a times b plus c times b over b times d. So it's a times d plus c times b divided by b times d. Okay? So you have 1/2 plus 1/4. We would expect that to equal 3/4. We'll try it with this method. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 times 2 over 2 times 4, which equals 4 plus 2 over 2 times 4 is 8. Okay? Which equals 4 plus 2 is 6 over 8. Okay? And then 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. Okay, using the lowest common factor, I think it is. Yeah. So yeah, 1/2 plus 1/4 is 3/4. Okay, or 1/5 plus 1/6 equals 1/6 is 6, plus 1 times 5 is 5, divided by 5 times 6 is 30. So 5 plus 6 is 11 over 30, okay? So 1/5 plus 1/6 is 11/30, which is just over, just less than half, okay? So that's adding. Subtracting, fractions, so you have the general formula is a divided by b minus c divided by d, which equals a times d minus c times b over b times d, okay, times, okay, so a times d minus c times b divided by b times d, a times d minus c times b divided by b times d. So if you have 3/4 minus 1/4 should be equal to 1/2. Okay, should equal 1/2. We'll try it this way. 3 times 4 is 12, minus 4 times 1 is 4, over 4 times 4 is 16, 12 minus 4 is 8, over 16, which equals 8 goes into 16 twice, so it's 1 over 2. So as we thought, it's equal to 1/2, okay? If you have 1/5 minus 1/6 equals something that's smaller than 1/5. So 1 times 6 is 6, minus 5 times 1 is 5, divided by 5 times 6 is 30. 6 minus 5 is 1 over 30. Okay? So 6 minus 5 over 30, 6 minus 5 is 1 divided by 30, so 1/5 minus 1/6 is 1/30, okay? 1/30. Multiplying fractions. Okay, so the formula is a over b times c over d, which equals a times c, that's times, divided by b times d. That's rather easier than the others. So 1/4 times 1/2 equals 1 times 1 is 1 over 4 times 2, which equals 1 divided by 8. Okay, so 1/4 times 1/2 is an 8. Okay, or 1/5 times 2/7 equals 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 1 over 5 times 7 equals 2 over 5 7s are 35, okay? You can't simplify that because 2 into 35 goes 17 1/2, so 1/5 times 2/7 is 2/35. Okay? Now dividing fractions is a little bit different. Dividing. Okay? So you have A over B divided by C over D. That is equal to, it's equal to A over B times D over C, because you multiply top and bottom by C and D, like this. A over B divided by C, D times D over C. These cancel, times D over C. So you end up with the whole thing. This cancels, leave basically 1. So you end up equaling A over B times D over C divided by 1, which equals A over B times D over C. And then it's just a multiplying fraction problem, okay? But it's multiplying the inverse of this, okay? So, dividing fractions, I suppose I could demonstrate. 1/4 divided by 2/7 is equal to 1/4 times 7 over 2, which is equal to 1 times 7 is 7, over 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? So 1/4 divided by 2/7 is equal to 7/8. Okay? So it's as simple as that. And there's yeah, I won't do powers. I'll do that next lesson. Okay. Do you want to, I could give you some problems to do. So, and in the next video I'll give the solutions. So do 1/5 plus 1/7 equals 1/9 minus 1/4 equals 2/7 times 1/5 equals, okay, and 1/6 divided by 3/7, okay? Can you have a go at those? And I'll give you the answers in the new video as soon as I can. Actually I could do it now, I suppose. Okay, so stop, pause, and then I'll give you the answers after the pause. Okay, the answer to these are 7 plus 5 over 7 5 is 35 equals 7 over 35 equals 4 minus 9. 9 4s are 36 equals minus 5 over 36, okay, equals 2 over 7 5s are 35 and equals 1/6 times 7 over 3, which equals 7 over 6 3s are 18. Okay, so the answers are 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 over 7, 12 35ths, 4 minus 9, minus 5, 9 4, minus 5 36, and 2 35ths. 7 5 is 35, and 1/6 times 7 thirds is, the answer to that is 7/18. Okay, so good luck with your studies and keep practicing.